Hey YouTube, it's me Sharice, and I'm just here recording my foundation routine for you guys. As you can see, this is my bare face, and the only thing I've done is put on my Clean and Clear Dual Action Moisturizer, which I love because it's oil-free and it has salicylic acid to help fight acne. Another moisturizer I enjoy using is plain aloe vera gel. So the reason I'm recording my foundation routine now is so that I won't have to in the future. And this foundation routine is kind of an everyday. For me, it's like a more exciting everyday foundation routine. So like if I'm gonna go out to lunch with friends or hang out with my best guy friend, or if I'm gonna go teach, it's a little bit more glam than just me wearing BB cream. So next I'm gonna go with my favorite primer, which is the Boots number 7 Beautifully Matte. Love this primer. It is my favorite. If you have oily skin, this is the bomb.com. And so I like to use quite a bit to ensure that my makeup lasts all day and it doesn't get oily or shiny. So I'm just going to rub in this primer. Like I said, I'm using quite a bit. And it kind of makes your face white, but you're going to be covering that up. I'm looking in the mirror. Sorry, I'm out of frame. Ooh, getting some in my hair. Okay, so I've got that on. Next is foundation. Oh, you can get this primer at Target. That's the only place I've been able to find it is at Target. And it's the Boots number 7 Beautifully Matte. Love it, love it, love it. Target, Target, Target. So next is foundation. What I like to do with my foundation, because it is the summer, is I have this like custom blend. So I'm kind of gonna go through the foundations I really like to use. One of my very favorite foundations is the Covergirl Queen 3-in-1. I'm sure you've seen this all over YouTube. It lasts all day. You don't even need to use a primer and you don't have to set it. And I really love it, but I'm not able to find like my perfect color. And it's also very full coverage. So what I like to do is I take one pump of this, and the color I'm using is Q850 Sheer Espresso, which is a neutral dark brown. Like it's not really warm or cool, it's just very neutral, so it tends to make me look dull. So I take one pump, that's how that looks, just one pump. Covergirl Queen 3-in-1 Sheer Espresso. I take one pump of this, and then I like to use the L'Oreal Trumatch in Warm 9.5 because this will add the yellow undertone that I have in my skin, will add the warmth back to my skin. And I use the color Warm 9.5, which is deep warm. And it's really just a nice, deep, warm brown. And this foundation doesn't have a pump, but the CoverGirl 3-in-1 does. And what I do is I pour just a little bit. Just a tad bit. That's actually too much, but you can see the difference in between the two. The L'Oreal Trumatch is the more liquidy one that's yellower, and that is the CoverGirl. That is the CoverGirl 3-in-1, which is just like a neutral brown. So I pour a little bit of that, and if some gets out on the bottle, like on the edge, I just rub it on my face for now, so I don't waste. Take just a small amount of that. Then I like to take my Black Radiance BB Cream and also add just a hint of this because it's darker than the other two. So make sure I get that nice deep chocolateness so it matches my skin. So I add just a little bit of that. And the last thing I like to add is the Kiss New York BB Cream in medium dark. And I love this because it helps my makeup not to transfer. Same thing with the CoverGirl 3-in-1. That doesn't transfer either. But the L'Oreal Trumatch, if you don't set it, it doesn't transfer. And with this combination, I don't have to set it because the Black Radiance BB Cream in Brown Sugar and the L'Oreal Trumatch tend to transfer. But those are the two colors that really bring out the beauty of my skin tone. And with the CoverGirl 3-in-1 and the Kiss BB Cream, these two don't transfer. So that's why I like to mix them all together. And so what I do is I just mix them all together with my finger. It's kind of messy. Just mix it all together on my hand, and you can see that it is now this nice, deep, warm color that is a little bit lighter than my hand. But my face is a little bit lighter than the rest of my body. And then what I do is I just wipe most of what I can from my finger on my face, And I have a paper towel over here that I'm wiping my finger off on. And I take my Miracle Complexion Sponge. This is the only thing I use to do my entire like foundation routine. Take my Miracle Complexion Sponge and I dab it in the mixture. And I just dab it all over my face. Like so. And I love this Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. It really makes sure that your makeup is well blended and it gives a natural airbrush finish. Also about those products, the Covergirl 3-in-1 is full coverage. The L'Oreal Trumatch is a medium to buildable coverage. The Black Radiance BB Cream is more of a sheer coverage, but you can get it to medium. You can build it up to like medium coverage. And the Kiss New York BB Cream is full coverage. So combining all those together, a little bit of each one, gives you a nice full coverage but with a natural look, as you can see. And this is just what I do for me. So for some people, this may be too much, but I know the perfect combination to give me the look that I want, which is a nice, natural, flawless, matte face, but not too matte, not flat, but still matte. If you don't have like the hyperpigmentation that I do or the acne scarring that I do, I would just say use just a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer. So if your skin is basically pretty much clear, no blemishes or anything, I would just say use BB cream or tinted moisturizer. If you have stuff that you need to cover like I do, I would say use a mixture. Mix your tinted moisturizer or BB cream with your foundation if you don't have like actual like raised blemishes. Like my skin is pretty smooth, as you can see. And if you need more full coverage, I would say just use a full, flat out, full coverage foundation. Just use what suits you. And if you have questions or you need help, you can always ask me. And I can give you more in-depth advice on what I think might be best for you. But really, it's kind of all trial and error when it comes to makeup and finding the perfect colors and the perfect coverage and the perfect finish for you. So as you can see, that's my face, neck, body. It's all matching up. So for me, I don't like to contour using like powders and all that stuff and like all that stuff. What I do instead is I just use this Black Radiance foundation in Cashmere because it's a tad bit deeper and a little bit red for my skin. So literally all I do for my contouring, you guys might laugh at me, is I take one strip on this side with the applicator and one strip on this side where you would normally like do your contour, and I take a stripe across that side of my forehead and a stripe across this side of my forehead. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I contour for like, every day if I'm not doing a photo shoot or anything like that. And it almost looks like it matches my skin, but it is a tad bit deeper than what I have on. So it gives a nice, natural looking effect. Helps my face have a little bit more dimension. And I just blend it in with my beauty blender. Well, Miracle Complexion Sponge from Real Techniques. And you can get this at Ulta. Love it, love it, love it. Like I said, it really is a miracle worker. Blends everything in great. So I don't know if you can see a difference, but now the sides of my face and the sides of my forehead are a little bit darker than the center of my face. And I normally don't wear concealer because I don't really have anything to conceal. But just for the sake of this video, I normally don't wear concealer. I only wear concealer if I'm doing like a photo shoot or something really, really special and I want to look really, really glamorous and like made up and go like the whole 9 yards. But just for the sake of this video, I'll show you my two favorite concealers, which I love the LA Girl Pro concealers. And I mostly use Fawn, Toast, and Beautiful Bronze. Those are the colors I use most. And I also love the L'Oreal Trumatch Super Blendable Crown Concealer, and I have the color Warm 678. And so I'm just going to show you if I were to wear concealer, which I normally don't with this foundation routine. This is all I would do. Oops, squeeze some powder on the computer desk. I take just a tiny, tiny bit, like this much. Look, not a lot. I dab it just like that. And I do take a little bit down my nose. And in my cupid's bow. Just a little bit. And on my chin. And on my forehead. Just a little bit. Not too much. And I take the same Miracle Complexion sponge on the same side I used to do my foundation. And I just blend it out. I like this because you can get really close to your eye without touching your eye. And I go over my eyelid too and up to my eyebrow. And I don't like to use a lot of concealer because I like my skin to look really natural. And I don't really like the whole super highlighted look for every day. I'm not really into that. Especially if I'm just going to go, you know, teach a class of high schoolers, or I'm just going to go to the movies. I mean, it's going to be dark movies. Nobody's even really going to see my face. Or if I'm just going to lunch with my girlfriends, like, I don't need to be walking in there like I just got off the set of a photo shoot. And you can see that adds a little bit more dimension to my face. And for my nose, it's kind of hard to do with the sponge because it's kind of wide. But I just kind of lightly drag it down. And then pat up, pat down. And that would be my so-called concealing. So you just see my face from far away. Just without the hair. And you can see my face still looks basically all in color, but in person you'd be able to see that there is, you know, my face is lighter in the center, darker on the outsides, just a little bit though. Okay. And then last thing I do is highlight. And what I like to use to highlight, again, what I use to contour is the Black Radiance Color Perfect Oil-Free Liquid Makeup Foundation in Cashmere. Because it's close enough to my skin tone, but it's a little bit deeper and a little more red. And I have yellow undertone. So what I like to use to highlight is the Iman Luxury Radiance Liquid Makeup Foundation. And I like to use the color Earth 2 because this stuff is like liquid gold. I use it on my body sometimes too. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm squeezing out a little bit. I'm just going to rub it in my hand so you can see how gold this is. Oh, it actually looks brown on the camera. But it is really shimmery. I don't know how I can show you. But if you were to get this, you would see that it is basically liquid gold. It is really pretty. So I'm just going to take that and I just dab it. Well, now you can kind of see in my face how like it's looking gold. I just take that and I dab it on the sides of my cheeks where I want to highlight. And take some down my nose. It really is golden though. You can kind of see on my face that it's really gold. It's really pretty. But it doesn't work well as a foundation for me because of how gold it is. And I just take some under my eyebrow. Just literally do a fingerprint in the Cupid's bow. And a fingerprint under my chin. Right there. And couple fingerprints right here on my forehead near my eyebrows. And what I like to do is take the same beauty blender on the same side and I just go in and I blend this in, and it will give your skin like a very luminous glow like on the cheeks. It is so beautiful and it looks gorgeous all months of the year if you want to look radiant. I mean, you can just kind of see the shimmer that it gives you. And I really like this because I use products that are mostly matte, so this also helps my skin to look way more natural. But I do use this as a highlight because of the gold that it has in it, and it really looks good on my skin because my skin has a yellow undertone, so gold, yellow, those kind of go together. And it really does it just really livens up the skin. I also like to use this when I use just foundations that are more neutral, which tend to make me look flat and boring. But when I add this to it, it adds that nice glow and adds some life back into your face. So this is the finished foundation. Just look at that sheen. I just love how pretty it is. And also, if you have some left over like I do, just take it on your beauty blender and put it like on your collarbones. It will really, especially if you're wearing like a strapless shirt or spaghetti straps, this gold, it will like make your body shimmer, and it's so pretty. It's just, this Iman foundation, Luxury Liquid Radiance Foundation in Earth 2 is like, it literally is like liquid bronzer. It's like liquid gold, and it looks really good on deeper skin tones. And that, guys, is how I do my foundations. And next I'm going to record my eyebrows, because obviously they struggling. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions or want any recommendations or anything, or want to know how to simplify this, just leave a comment. Bye!